All right, everyone, welcome back to my channel. So, I want to talk about this crazy thing that went down in Norway with IShowSpeed. So, I know this is not a wrestling video. This is like my first non-wrestling video in like I don't know how long it's been since I've made a video that is not really about wrestling, but I am here to talk about this because I do live in Norway, and seeing what happened in my country with this whole IShowSpeed speed situation, that's pretty insane. And I'm here to talk about, the situation and, what I think about it, etc. So, IShowSpeed speed, over the weekend over the last few days, he was, visiting random countries. Like he was in Sweden, he was in Poland, and as a Polish person, I kind of wish I was there to meet Speed. I am a Polish person, but whatever. And yeah, and he came to Norway, which is pretty insane. I couldn't go to meet Speed because he was in Oslo, and I am not in Oslo. I am in a different. I am in Sarpsborg, which is a city outside of Oslo, but it's still in Norway, but it's outside Oslo, so I couldn't go and meet Speed. If I would have been in Oslo when this happened, I think I would have went. I know there was a lot of people, but man, I it would have been pretty insane to see this situation happen like in real life. So I kind of wish I was there, but I wasn't, and it is what it is. Maybe I'll get another chance one day to meet Speed because I really like when I heard Osho Speed was coming to Norway. I got pretty excited, but then I found out, oh, it's the same day, that I found out that he was gonna be there. So like if I would have been informed that Osho Speed is gonna come to Norway in like a week, then man, I would have freaking prepared and stuff to. But anyway, yeah, Osho Speed, he was super excited to visit Norway. At first, it seemed pretty chill. I mean, Osho Speed was, walking around the streets in Norway, in Oslo, and some people did recognize him. Asked for pictures, etc. He was in Karl Johan, which is place I am very familiar with. I have been there like a million times because man, I have lived in Norway pretty much my entire life. So IShowSpeed went to this Norwegian culture shopping mall, which I've seen like 1,000 times, man. And I never knew that IShowSpeed would be in there. Like, bro, when I first heard Speed was coming to Norway, I thought he was gonna be where Logan Paul and KSI was last year. You people maybe remember last year. Like I freaking met Logan Paul and KSI in Norway. Like I that's legit one of my most famous, my most viewed videos here on my channel that I met Logan Paul and KSI in Norway, and that was in Aker Brygge. But Aisho Speed, he wasn't in Aker Brygge as I mostly expected. I expected him to maybe come to Drammen, maybe to Holmenkollen, but no, he was actually in freaking Karl Johan, which is pretty wild. So he was in the freaking mall, and then like 1,000 people were like outside the building, going crazy for him. Ishow Speed was like, "Man, what am I gonna do? Like, there's like a million people here that want to basically take a photo with me, etc. Talk to me." So this became pretty stressful for Ishow Speed, seeing so many people wanting to, pretty much, talk with him, etc. But man, the Norwegians were crazy. Like Arsho Speed was basically trapped in that mall for like an hour until a car showed up to rescue him. But there was this one security guard that is very famous here in Norway. His name is well, in Norwegian his name is wait, man, it's he's like a Chinese or Asian security guard. What was his name again? Sikkerhetsprofen. Yeah, that's his name in Norwegian. It's called Security Pro in English. or in Norwegian. But yeah, Speed was trapped, man. He was like, man, what am I gonna do? Like, and he started to talk about how Norway has been the worst country he has visited. Which, man, I did not expect Speed to hate Norway, but he freaking hates the country that I live in. But I don't blame him. I mean, if I was in his shoes, if I also was, treated like this when I would visit a country, and I had like a thousand people wanting me to talk with me, like when I'm just trying to visit a shopping mall and not allowing me to explore more about the country, man, I would be pretty pissed too. So I don't blame Speed. And he was walking around the mall wearing like a Viking helmet and holding a I think it was a axe or something, or maybe a sword, I don't know. But he then walked, like there was this one part where he walked over to the window and there was a full crowd. They noticed him. There were some crazy ass kids that started to climb up some, I don't know, like was it some sort of I don't know, like they climbed onto something taller, to try to get to Speed, I guess. I don't know how it would have worked, but man, people were throwing things at the window. And then when IShowSpeed would do the suey thing at the window. He did the suey thing, which is a I mean everybody knows this, but I'm just saying, like, it's Cristiano Ronaldo's celebration. When Ronaldo scores a goal in football, he's like suey. And when IShowSpeed did it, man, like the crowd went suey when IShowSpeed did the suey thing. And then right after Speed did that, he freaking tripped over a chair and he broke his foot, or I don't know if, or did he break his ankle? Like I don't know, but he hurt his ankle, so he got injured. So not only did he have like a thousand crazy Norwegians outside the building waiting for him, but he also broke his ankle. And then he just sat there for like, I don't know, for like a couple minutes, just freaking moaning and yeah, moaning in pain, holding his ankle. And then the security guard, like, he called the police and stuff. Like Speed he did call the police, he called an ambulance. Like, man, Speed. And then Speed eventually, when he got outside, like, man, he was sitting on inside there for like half an hour or something, until he finally went out after a car showed up. And man, the the freaking crowd were attacking Speed when he was outside. Like, people were throwing piss at him. Like, it wasn't beer, like I first thought. Like, it wasn't beer, it wasn't water, it wasn't any other drink. It was freaking piss that people were throwing at this guy. And man, people were, dragging him by his hair, as he was being lifted, because his friend had to lift him because Speed's ankle was broken. Oh my god! And you also had this one crazy guy who went on top of a car, and he freaking jumped onto Speed, like if he was like Finn Balor from WWE, like he did the coup de grace, or if he was like Rey Mysterio, like Speed. So like that kid did a WWE move, man, by jumping off a car onto Speed. And then finally, Speed did get put into the car. You had, all these crazy people trying to get into the car with Speed, and man, Speed was pissed. And later on, Speed, he would record a video talking about, how Norway was the worst country in his opinion that he has ever visited, and that he loves his fans from Norway, but he didn't appreciate, how crazy the Norwegians were, and they didn't listen to him. And man, I don't blame Speed, man. But yeah, so this was the situation. But like, man, this IShowSpeed guy, he's so freaking popular, man. I've known about him for over a year. I found out about him because of Aiden Ross. There's this other Twitch streamer that is very popular, and his name is Aiden Ross, and I freaking found out who IShowSpeed was when I first saw him. He was with Aiden Ross. That's how I first met Speed. And then look, 1 year later, Speed is like maybe even more popular than Aiden Ross, and like, maybe, I don't know, but he is super super popular. And I'm a fan of Speed. I think he's very different. He's very funny. He's very entertaining. He has done some of the craziest things I have ever seen a human being do. Like for example, when he blew fireworks, like he freaking blew up fireworks in his own room, and he didn't do it once. He did it twice, and he also lit fireworks outside, and he started jumping over the fireworks in one video, which was very risky. Like, what if the firework would have exploded, like been shot right when he's like over it? Like that would have been the end of him. I've also seen him, eat a very spicy chips, which he called the cops after, or he called for help after that happened. But yeah, man, IShowSpeed is one of the craziest human beings I've ever seen, or I've never met him in real life. You know, uh, maybe I will. Hopefully, if I would come to a World Cup in the future, I'm not a big football fan, but going to a World Cup, would be pretty dope. And it's a big chance I could meet IShowSpeed Speed because he's a big football fan, and he goes to World Cups, and you know he he's a fan, and it would be a pretty big chance to meet Speed in one of those. So yeah, I mean, I've pretty much talked about this situation, and I think it was pretty disgusting. There was also a guy who freaking broke the window, like he broke the glass to a door that to the building Speed was inside of, and there was this one kid who broke the glass. I mean, Speed was shocked at how crazy the Norwegians were, and I was too. Because man, I mean, there's a lot of crazy people that live here. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, I wouldn't expect them to treat Speed like this. Because when Logan Paul came here, when KSI came here, the Norwegians were freaking chill. Like I remember being in the crowd, yeah, we started throwing prime at Logan and stuff, but that's because Logan told us to do it. Logan literally said, "Hey, come on, drink prime, throw the prime bottles at me," and we did. Well, I mean, I didn't have a prime, but a lot of people in the crowd did, and they threw it at Logan and KSI, which was great. But yeah, this was the situation. Thanks for watching. It was pretty fun talking about this, talking about something different, other than wrestling. But tomorrow I'm gonna make my WWE Money in the Bank 2024 predictions. Will Speed make an appearance tomorrow? I highly doubt it. I mean, he did make one WWE appearance at WrestleMania when he got an RKO from Randy Orton. So, when Speed said he got attacked by that one fan who jumped off the car like a WWE wrestler would have attacked him, well, he has actually went through WWE before. At WrestleMania, he freaking took an RKO from Randy Orton on the commentary table. Which, man, if I would have met Speed, I would have freaking walked up to Speed and said, "How was it taking that RKO from Randy Orton?" I'm a big wrestling fan, so I want to know, man, how was it to take that RKO? And it would have been pretty cool if I would have done that. But anyway, this was the video. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, peace out. Suey. Peace out.